Hello. Hey everyone, how are you today? Hopefully you are very well and very good. It's a wonderful day here, at least in where I am. But hopefully there's a wonderful day everywhere, or if not outside, maybe in your hearts or something. Trying to be a bit positive here, just like Mary Kay Ash. Remember Mary Kay Ash? Yeah, well, I have some more information about her here because it is very interesting. It was very interesting for me to actually learn about her. And like I said, I got a little bit more into what her golden rule and whole positivity thing she had going on in her company, what it was all about, and more specifically how would she implement that. And it seems that her thing was positivity and encouragement. And when she sold something, or at least when her people sold something, it was always sold with positivity and without humiliation or without negative stuff. And that is very interesting because, again, in that period of time, 1960s, positivity was not a very, not something that you would use a lot. And she actually managed to create a small empire on this. So impressive, very impressive. Now, what I did to actually research this, of course I went to Google and I searched a few stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't find a lot of information there. Went back to our friend ChatGPT, and it got me some new ideas and some more like exactly what she would implement on her day-to-day basis, and how would she manage her staff, her employees on that. So we're gonna just go a little bit on that and see how it all went. And after that, of course, we're gonna check out our new, because that's the whole point of this series, not only Mary Kay Ash and other interesting people, interesting facts or ideas. It's also about remembering the quote, right? We have a quote from Mary Kay Ash, and we're gonna see if someone here, I don't want to tell his name, excuse me, if he knows the quote, right? Let's see. So I have of course, my sleeping kitty here with me, and I'm gonna just tell you what I've heard about her. Okay. So one of the most interesting things is that she had encouragement, right? She would go on and encourage all of her team members, and she would make, or she would tell her managers to encourage their team members as well. And she would have this, for instance, she would tell managers to give handwritten notes to employees, telling how well they have done with I don't know, sales or tasks or whatever. And she would go and personally compliment people in meetings, and she would send thank you cards for completing tasks, and that's also very nice. And she would, what's also very nice, and again weird for 1960s, at least from I think, she would have people work on personal goals alongside with KPIs for the company, which is nice, right? You would want people to grow as a person as well in your company, right? Another very interesting part was she would have recognition rituals, right? That she would have them so often, and they would border on religious, That's very interesting. So they would have daily or weekly short shout outs to people that have done something interesting or good or well, and she would praise people for that. She would also have achievement boards, and they were public everywhere. Everybody could see your success, and you would be rewarded, and you would be praised for that success, right? And yet she would have awarding ceremonies she would make you feel like Miss America in those ceremonies, for what you have done. And that's absolutely wonderful, right? What else I have here? Something interesting also is the open door leadership. You have that boss that he's or she is always locked in her office, in his office, and he works all day and all night, and you are afraid to go in there and ask for something. You always send an email or write a message. Well, she had this open door policy, where she would always have her door open and she would always accept people to just come in and talk with her directly without emails or stuff like that. And she would encourage her leaders, her team management team, to do the same for their employee. Wonderful. This makes you feel more in touch with your manager. You feel like more like friends, and they actually want your well-being there. It's nice to have that. Yeah. And she would have this way of framing feedback into a positive way, right? She would give, even if when she would give bad feedback, she would wrap it into this positivity burrito somehow, so you would feel good. She'd be like, okay, this is something that I need to change, of course, or improve, or whatever. This isn't okay to improve, but I'm doing so much stuff, and all that stuff is so good. That means that if I do this as well, it's gonna be better. It's awesome, and having this very nice positive idea and positive impression of yourself and of your work, that makes a lot of difference. And for Mary Kay Ash, it seems that it made a lot of difference, like her own thing there. Yeah. And and this is the last one. Something very interesting that she had was this idea of God first, family second, and career third. How did she apply this on her employees and on her people there? She would have people have open schedules, right? Especially families, people with children. When you have to go at home and pick your children up, and you do a lot of stuff. Then you would have this open schedule when you can go to the office, then go to the kindergarten, and then go back, and all that stuff. And that's wonderful. It always drawn people in because of that. And she would also offer support for personal challenges. So for instance, think about, you are having, I don't know, something broke in your house, and you have, a pipe broke and you have water everywhere. She would help you, fix that. She would also help you if you have a bad relationship with your spouse, or some lover left you, or I don't know, stuff like that. Personal ordeals, personal suffering. She would understand, and she would help with that as much as a manager can, but she would help with that. She would prioritize your well-being as well. And of course, she had this vibe where your boss cared if your child is sick. This vibe always makes you want to go there, back to work, and work more, because it's like they deserve it. They deserve that effort that you put in there. And it's nice. And yeah, all this stuff made her awesome, made her very, very, a unique figure in the world. And of course, she has a book, and we should actually read it. I will try and read it as well. I didn't get to grab it the last couple of days, but I'm gonna try and find it out. Yeah. So Mary Kay Ash, ladies and gentlemen, awesome person, awesome ideals, awesome way of living. Check her out, implement her stuff. If you guys are working in a company and you are a manager, or you have the possibility to actually make rules and set off ideas and stuff to do there, maybe you can grab some information from Mary Kay Ash and implement it there. I'm sure you would have your team members, employees thank you, and work better and harder. It worked for her, it might work for you as well. Yeah. Okay. Now, getting back to our thing. Our thing is the whole remembering quotes thingy. Yeah, of course. Let's see if me, myself, and we have all managed to remember our weekly quote this week, the one from Mary Kay Ash. Yeah, it was about limitations. All right. And she said that she said, don't limit yourself. Many people limit themselves by what they think they can do. Remember what you believe. No, that's the last one. Let me get back to it. So, don't limit yourself. Many people limit themselves by what they think they can do. Come on. It's something like what your brain thinks you can achieve, And remember, I'm a little disappointed because this was a good one, especially for the person. I'm gonna remember it for next time. Come on, don't limit yourself. Many people limit themselves to what they think they can do. Yes, and you can go as far as your brain thinks, your mind lets you. You can go as far as your mind lets you. Personal limitations, right? And I actually put in a lot of effort to remember this, more than the other ones. Seems that this was harder. Maybe I'm limiting myself and when I say that I cannot remember stuff. Interesting, right? Let's see again. Don't limit yourself. Many people limit themselves by what they think they can do. Your brain, you can go as far as your mind lets you. What you believe, remember, you can achieve. Well, maybe next time is gonna be better. Who knows? But until next time, guys, be positive, have faith, take care of yourself, and have happy weekend. Ciao.